No one expected the Mets to do this. New York just made another move to a $75 million pitcher that should be ace caliber, but it might not be the move you expected, so stay tuned only here on Mets Digest to hear this decision. I'm your host today, Mike Duda, and before we talk about a move to one of the most exciting re-signings of the 2024 offseason, we got to talk about some subscribers, and that being the fact that 62.1% of you that watch these videos aren't one. So please do me a favor, do us a favor here at Mets Digest, and hit that free subscribe button. That way we can bring content to you about the amazing. So without further ado, this guy is Shawn Manaea, and let's go ahead and dive in. What was the decision made around a guy that should be an ace and getting paid $75 million over 3 seasons? Well, according to Anthony Tacoma of MLB.com, a Mets insider, Shawn Manaea will come out of the bullpen behind Clay Holmes tomorrow on Tuesday as the Mets seek pitching solutions with 12 games remaining. We all know the Mets have been abysmal of late. They just came off an 8-game losing streak. Luckily, Pete Alonso hit a walk-off home run yesterday in order for the Mets to finally win a baseball game, but the lead in the NL wildcard is very, very slim. We'll be monitoring it every single day as we are in the last 2 weeks of the MLB season, and Carlos Mendoza, the Met front office, they are simply trying to salvage the 2025 season to make sure it is not the worst in all of franchise history, because in my opinion, if they don't make the playoffs, and worse, if they finish under 500 or exactly 500, I think that is the most disappointing season in all of the New York Mets franchise's history. So go down there in the comment section, let me know if you agree or disagree. But before you do that, let's continue with Anthony Tacoma. We're going to hand it over to him for a little bit more of an in-depth explanation as to why this decision will happen and why exactly will it go down on Tuesday. Well, with 12 games remaining and each of them crucial to the team's playoff chances, the Mets are whittling down their rotation rather than start Tuesday's series opener against the Padres. Shawn Manaea will move to the bullpen, manager Carlos Mendoza announced on Sunday after the team's win. The Mets expected Manaea to piggyback behind Clay Holmes, who will start that game. So let's turn it over to Mendoza, of course, the skip, as to his reasoning why he made this decision. Well, he said, I think it depends what kind of lineup we get and where we're at in the game. That's the plan, but we've got to be able to make adjustments and be flexible. We've got to just see what we've got there. Now, keep in mind, Shawn Manaea is a lefty, so let's say the opposing lineup is a bunch of right-handers. Are you really going to bring in a lefty? Maybe, even though Manaea is a guy who has a lot of starting experience and has primarily been a starter besides one relief experience this year, one relief appearance this year, and about 27 in 2023. Besides that, this guy is a starter, so he goes a lot of innings when he pitches. So are you really going to bring him in for a lefty-righty situation? Again, like Mendy said, it all depends on the situation. So let's go back to Tacoma's commentary as he says, it is the continuation of a disjointed year from Manaea, who strained his right oblique in spring training, was subsequently diagnosed with a loose body in his left elbow. I remember making the reaction video to that. I mean, what even is that? And he missed the first 3+ months of the season. Although Manaea initially succeeded upon his return, he is winless with a 7.71 ERA over his last 7 starts. Now, what about Clay Holmes? Well, he owns a 4.81 ERA since the start of August and will remain in the rotation along with Nolan McLean, Brandon Sproat, Jonah Tong, and David Peterson. While the Mets have at least discussed the concept of an all-rookie rotation in a potential National League wildcard series if they even make it, because they have officially been eliminated from the National League East Division, they are not making any firm decisions at this point, knowing they need to make the playoffs first. Absolutely. You already have been eliminated from the National League East. It'll now be 10 consecutive years that you don't win the division. You just got to make the playoffs. I mean, it would be the biggest disappointment, like I was saying earlier, in the franchise's history if this team is to not make the playoffs. So solidify a playoff spot, and that is what Mendoza and this front office is doing. They are piggybacking Manaea behind Holmes as a bullpen arm, because both guys, and we'll talk about this when we look at the stats, both guys, they really can't go more than about 4, 5, maybe 6 innings. So why not piggyback both of them? If they can both give you 4 innings, boom, 4, maybe Edwin Diaz in the 9th if it's a safe situation. That's your 9 innings, and hopefully your offense plays well. Your pitching is good enough, and then you end up winning a baseball game. So let's turn it over to the probables. Now, why is only one name started? one name stated. I'm a little curious about this myself. We know the story with Holmes. Manaea is going to back him up. Now, Manaea last pitched on Tuesday, which will be a week ago and 6 days of rest when he inevitably pitches tomorrow. If he does, I assume, I'm about 99% sure he will end up pitching. As for Holmes, he last pitched on Wednesday, so it's 5 days rest. Now, everyone else in the rotation will be on 5 days rest because, keep in mind, the Mets were running with a 6-man rotation for a while. Kodai Senga is still in AAA. He had a really good outing down there in Syracuse for his first not even rehab start, really minor league start, to go back down there in the minors and try and tweak his mechanics, make sure that he's really back there for the pros. But I'm a little bit surprised why the Mets haven't named a starter for Wednesday and Thursday in a critical series against the Padres. It should be Peterson and then Tong, but maybe with Tong's recent outing, I don't really know what the deal is there, so we'll monitor that. But regardless, let's focus on the decision for Tuesday night, tomorrow night, 7:10 at Citi Field, as the Mets are in the midst of a 9-game home stretch and a critical series going up against Michael King in the series opener and the San Diego Padres. Well, we all know Shawn Manaea has not been good this year. It is his second worst B WAR, that being Baseball Reference WAR, of his career, which is negative 0.4, only worse to his 2022 B WAR, and a lot of other stats are the worst in his career. Right now, his win percentage is the worst of his career, and I get it. It's not a full sample size, but still, when you go on Baseball Reference and you sort these stats, this will come up in 2025 under Shawn Manaea as his worst. Win percentage, a 250. ERA plus 71. That, of course, meaning 100 is the average, the MLB average for ERA plus. So Manaea is 29 ERA plus points worse than the average MLB pitcher, and a 5.76 ERA if you're a traditional ERA person like me. Now, if you go on Baseball Savant, his expected ERA is a 4.30, but that's still really bad. Even though it's a lot better, meaning he's been unlucky on the mound, it's still not good at all. It's only in the 34th percentile. And I mean, the stats just show when you compare it to his career regular season, he is not having a good year whatsoever. And that is why they have sent him to the bullpen. In case you were curious about the splits, yes, August and September have been a disaster the last 30 days, 15-7, whatever it is. The only time he was good was in his first relief, his bulk relief appearance, even though he got the loss in that appearance in July. And then the start after that, he was good. After that, he has just simply fallen off a cliff. Now, Clay Holmes, not really as much, as here is the splits on Holmes. As you can tell, he has also fallen off, particularly when he hit July, August, and now here in September. All of Met pitching has seemed to be really, really bad outside of Nolan McLean and Brandon Sproat here in the month of September. So let's go ahead and talk about why. Why could this make sense? Well, I actually do believe it can, because since June 7th, which is a big stat, this was one that we used so much when we were talking about the fact that a starting pitcher couldn't go past the 6th inning or couldn't go 6+. Now, when we talk about Clay Holmes, he has only finished the 6th inning once out of 16 starts since that day of the 7th. We all knew that this was going to happen. He's a relief pitcher that is playing as a starting pitcher. That just simply does not work out well. Now, both starts this month, he went 4 innings and 4 2/3 innings respectively, got the loss in both, and he hasn't thrown 100+ pitches since the 25th of July, hasn't thrown 90+ pitches since the 23rd of August, and that is the only time that he has gone 90+ since that 100-pitch outing on the 25th. So obviously, we're not getting length out of Clay Holmes. We all knew this coming into the year. When you're a relief pitcher for a long time, 7-8 years, and then you're just expected to be a starting pitcher, it's going to tax your arm. Your arm is not going to be used to it, and that is exactly what we're seeing here with Clay Holmes. Now, as for Manaea, he hasn't finished the 6th all season. No games over 96 pitches for Shawn, and that being his most recent start that he threw 96 pitches. He pitched in the 6th in just one of his starts and has gone 5+ in less than half of them, 5 out of 11. So why do I bring this up? Well, because the veterans have not been good whatsoever. It's been the rookies that have really been carrying this rotation, and that's really a stretch. I put that in air quotes, carrying. I mean, this rotation hasn't even been good. When you look at the veterans, we've talked about this before, they are simply not competing well. David Peterson has the most innings pitched since the downfall, and I'll get into this when I talk about Carlos Mendoza, because I got a rant going for the manager in a later video. But when we talk about this stretch that Mendoza always talks about, since the 13th of June, David Peterson has thrown the most innings, that being 82 and 2/3. He's given up 46 earned runs. That's a 5 ERA. He has finished the most. 8 out of the 9 times that a veteran since the 13th has finished the 6th inning all go to Peterson. He hasn't been good, don't get me wrong, but he's someone that has been giving them length. He's just really fallen off a cliff of late. Shawn Manaea, 32 earned runs over 50 innings all season because, again, he was hurt for a while. A 5.76 ERA, yet to finish the 6th inning, like we said. Clay Holmes has the best ERA out of the bunch with a 4.52 and has only finished the 6th once. That's the only other time. And then Kodai Senga, 26 earned runs over 39 and 2/3. He was a big part of this rotation, a 5.90 ERA. He's yet to finish the 6th as well. I mean, overall, 143 earned runs over 250 innings pitched. That's a 5.15 ERA from the veterans since June 13th. They've only finished the 6th inning 9 times over 82 games. That is really, really bad. So, therefore, as much as I dislike the manager and as much as I don't agree with him almost all the time, I think I agree with the decision here to piggyback Holmes and Manaea. Both of them haven't been able to give length. Both of them haven't been good. So if you ask them for a little bit less, maybe they can both perform and hopefully scrap out a win, because every win is vital. This is not the middle of July anymore. We are now in a time where you need to win baseball games or you're not making the playoffs. You go down there in the comment section and let me know if you agree or disagree. Do you think this is a good move to send Shawn Manaea to the bullpen, at least for now, for this game to piggyback Clay Holmes? Again, like I said, I think it's a good idea because Clay Holmes and Shawn Manaea have not given you length. So maybe this gives you a couple of good innings of both and therefore a bulk start, even though you're using 2 pitchers. And then hopefully the bullpen can clean it up for about 2 innings, maybe an inning if you're lucky. So let me know if you disagree. Give me your reasonings down below. Hopefully the Mets can win a baseball game. I mean, they got a critical series here against the Padres. I'm not optimistic, but I hope this team proves me wrong. So, unfortunately, that's all the time I have for you today. Let's go Mets as always. Hopefully they can start winning some games. Again, go down there in the comment section and let me know if you agree with this move or not. And let's go Mets.